You good? Okay. It looks like we're ready to go ahead and start our Layton City Council meeting for March 7th with a start time of 7:12. And again, I'll apologize for our tardiness here, but we've had some important information that we've needed to discuss. At the same time, I want to acknowledge the fact that even though Council Member Roberts is not sitting here with us, he is online and participating. So, as customary with our council meetings, we like to start it out with a prayer and a pledge, and we take turns up here. And this month, Council Member Smith Edmondson is the leader, so I'll turn the time over to her.
Thank you, Mayor. I do see Mr. Crowder in the audience, but I'm not going to put him on the spot. Normally, if they're visitors, I do like to offer for our visitors to do a prayer or a pledge, but I don't want to put you on the spot. So I'll do the prayer first. And sorry, Dave, you're already standing.
It's okay.
I'll do the prayer first.
Let me sit down, no problem.
And then I'll invite you to stand and we can recite the pledge together. God, we thank you for this night that we have set aside to do the business of the city. God, we thank you for the city that we have. We thank you for all of the folks who work for our city, our first responders, God, and everyone who's even been here or who is present on this evening. God, we ask that you give us guidance and wisdom as we do the business of the city today. Be with us in every decision that we make and help us to have thoughtful deliberation on the things that come before us tonight. God, we thank you for the guests of our city that we have on tonight. God, we ask that you look on them and those who are also watching via live stream tonight. Lord, we thank you for our council. We thank you for our mayor and the city staff that helps us in the decisions that we need to make. And we ask that everything we say and do be directed and ordered by you. In Jesus' name we pray. Thank God. Amen.
Amen.
So I'll ask you to stand and then we will recite the pledge together. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, very good. Thank you very much. I appreciate that beautiful prayer. Okay, council, we have 3 sets of minutes that we need to approve. If any of you have any corrections, please state it. Otherwise, I'll look for someone to make a motion and also read off the dates of the minutes to be approved.
First, I just want to thank our recorder because she does an amazing job with our minutes. I move that we approve the Layton City Council meeting minutes from January 18th, 2024, the special meeting minutes from February 6th, 2024, and then the Layton City Council meeting minutes of February 15th, 2024.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved in second that we approve the minutes as written. So all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. That was unanimous. We'll move on now to our municipal event announcements. And I know that we have a few of those tonight. So Councilman Thomas, go ahead and start.
Sir?
Sir Thomas.
Surf and Swim is having a Wear Green on March 16th. You get in for half price. So if you wear green, you get in for half price. Then on March 22nd, they're having family night at the library. And this is a family recreation, and it's mermaid scales and pirate tales. So we'll go there and we'll have people read. We probably won't invite certain people that are sitting in the audience because they probably, well, maybe they could read Run Jane. Yeah. I won't mention his name out loud. Second, we have third, Surf and Swim Easter Egg Dive. Now that costs a couple of bucks, $3 to be exact. You can register, and then when they're full, then they'll obviously quit taking registration, but you can go there and if you can get in, they have things going on from 10 to 12 on the 23rd, which is a Saturday. And just for information, the I'm sorry if I'm not all here tonight, but Tessa Vashel, who is the director of the Arts Council, has resigned, and so they'll be looking for a new person to take care of that. They are having an open house on March 15th from 11 to 1 at the Davis Arts Council building, and they've also hired a Arts Council. I can't think of the name they want to call it. It's a person that goes out, meets with the public, raises money, does a lot of things. It's Christine Wojciechowski. She starts March 18th, and she's extremely talented. She's a local person and has done a lot of this. So that's just to know that that's happened. So move on.
Thank you. Anyone else? No? Okay. All right. Maybe just as also the open house announcement, this is something that the public has been invited now, so I think it's appropriate to go ahead and say this, but the old bank building on the corner of Main Street and Gentile, the white one, it's been renovated and it's going to be converted into an office, and the folks that have done that is offering an open house this coming Monday from 3 to 6. So if anybody would like to go in and see what they've done, they're opening it up for all of Layton to come see. So, okay, well, I guess that concludes our municipal announcements at this time. So we'll move on to a verbal petition and presentation, which is the exciting part of this meeting tonight. I'm very honored to be able to acknowledge, and even though they're all sitting in the back row, so those folks that we live stream aren't necessarily seeing our state champions for the state 4A boys basketball. As customary with the council, we do like to acknowledge our state champions within our city. And so with that, I am going to actually read a proclamation that on behalf of the council and myself, and then we'd like to have Coach Stanley come up to the dais up here and kind of tell us all the highlights and how fun this is, and the fact that this team has, well, not just this team, but this school has been a state champion for the last 7 years. Is that right, Chris?
7 times, not 7.
7 times, but 7 times. But the fact that each time they started out in the 2A and became the champion, they went to 3A, became the champion. First year at 4A, you're the champion. So, I mean, that speaks high of the coaching there. So with that, I'll go ahead and read this proclamation. It says, whereas Layton Christian Academy boys basketball team experienced unparalleled success with winning their 7th, we did say consecutive, so I will correct that, state championship. And whereas the Layton Christian Academy basketball program is created around hard work, dedication, honor, class, pride. And whereas the team consists of 15 players from 12 different countries, and whereas the team's overall season was 26 wins and 3 losses, and whereas the Layton Christian Academy boys basketball team beat opponents in their region by an average of 18 points, and whereas during the fall and winter semester, the team's GPA was an astounding 3.433. And whereas a 9-win, 1-loss region record led the team to the state playoffs, and whereas the team represented not only their school, but also the community of Layton City. And whereas one player was chosen as the MVP of Region 8, one player was chosen for first team of Region 8, and one player was chosen for second team of Region 8. And whereas Coach Casey Stanley is in his first year at LCA after coming from Arkansas State University and 14 years of the NCAA Division I basketball coaching. And now therefore, Layton City proclaims its recognition of the 2023-2024 Layton Christian Academy's boys basketball team as the Region 8 and State 4A champions. In witness thereof, I have hereto set my hand and caused the seal of Layton City, Utah to be affixed on this 7th day of March of 2024. So I think we deserve these kids a stand-up ovation, right? So Coach Stanley, do you mind coming up? And if you want to acknowledge the team here, and I think you need to bring them up individually so that we can highlight how magnificent they each are.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. You stole a little bit of my thunder by listing off all the accomplishments. I really don't know.
That's
great,
okay.
great group of guys. But if you guys all want to come up one by one, shake the hand of all the council members, and
if you could mention their name, and then when they're done, maybe line up here and we can take a picture with them.
Oh, this one's easy. This is Marcus. He's from the United States, so that helps. There we go. This is Otavio. He is from Brazil. Very good. Very good. This is Luca. He's from Serbia. This is Marco. Where do you want to say you're from? He's from the United Kingdom, from Britain. This is Vuk. He's from Montenegro. This is Yakov. He's from Serbia. This is Timmy. He is from Britain as well. Keep moving. This is Connor. He's from Australia. This is Tyrant. Tyrant is actually from the United States as well. Thank you. This is Albert. He's from Brandy. This is Alan. He's from France. This is Ori, and Ori got a really nice haircut for this moment. He's from Israel. This is Anor. He's from Canada. Where are you from? Okay. This is Bastian. He's from Denmark. It's on a nice shore. And this is Atlas. He's from China. Notice I didn't try to pronounce their last names because we would have been here a long time.
This is exciting. You guys mind coming around here? Even though you're probably taller than the rest of us. We may have to come down and join you, but we definitely want a picture of that trophy there.
My only, Chris, were you getting your GED this semester?
Next.
So that's why it was only 3-4? Okay.
Okay, we're getting.
Sure if I can ask this.
Put your arm the idea.
Well, we're waiting for you, and then we're going to get the rest of us in there. I mean, this is.
I want to stand by the Canadian.
I'll come in. They're all following us anyway.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Got it.
Yes.
I was going to tell you, Miss Mayor, we petitioned to move up to 5A, so yeah, so maybe we'll play Northridge next year. They won't like it.
All right. Well, I'm glad to see that you guys. Wait for everybody to come back.
They don't want. Chris, they don't want to play you.
They beat me.
No, they won't.
I do want to say thank you to Layton City. Christian Life Center started Layton Christian Academy. This was 30 years this year, and Layton City has been so great to us and always supported us. And when you're a school of our size, sometimes there are bumps in the road, and you have to work through those. But Layton City's always been so great to us, so we really appreciate it. Thank you.
Hold on, Chris. This is the official proclamation that's going to be presented to you for your school, and I will make that correction, but I want you to have this tonight.
Okay.
So that you know how sincere we are, and the fact that we got you here right after the title this year. So Thank you.
Well, thank you. We appreciate it. I want to say one more thing, because some of you might not know, but we have 346 international kids this year from 41 different countries. And a lot of that was, due to charter schools and stuff that we had to do, but we've found it to be just an incredible ministry, and we just love it. The stories of these kids are so amazing. I had a kid that was, I said, "What are you here for?" And he said, "I want to become an engineer, and then I want to go back to my country so I can help build our country. But I want to come here and learn engineering." And so those are the things that we're doing right here in Layton. People are coming here, they're going to school. A lot of kids go to Weaver State. Does Alan have a scholarship offer from Weaver State? Alan and Tyron. Oh, raise your hands. Alan and Tyron have already, they're juniors, and they've been offered scholarships at Weaver State. And so that's awesome. Weaver State a lot of times recruits outside the state of Utah, so we'll have some Utah boys at Weaver State, if that's where it ends up being. But they come to Layton Christian Academy. Layton City is so welcoming. The neighbors, everybody's so welcoming, and then they go on and go back to their home countries a lot of times and change the world. So it's really awesome what we get to do here in Layton, and we appreciate you guys are a part of that. Layton City is. So.
Well, don't leave, because I do want to say thank you not only for what you do as the Learning Center, but what you do in the community for a lot of your charity events. I know every month you guys open it up for a food drive, no questions asked. But I don't think everybody realized what you said earlier. I mean, you went from 2A to 3A, you're now 4A. Tell us what your plans are next.
So when we first started, we were a 1A school, small, and then we became 2A, and we won the championship in 1A, 2A, 3A, and then last year we were in 4A actually, and we lost, but this year we won the 4A, and so we petitioned to go up to 5A, because we honestly don't go out and try to, hey, let's win a championship. We want to play in our competition level, and the Utah High School Athletic Association has really made a lot of strides. They used to not let you do that. You just had to stay in your level, but they now allow public schools and private schools to kind of play to your level where you are. So, we petitioned to go up to 5A, and they'll decide that in March, and then that'll be fun. We'll get to stay a little closer. When you're playing 1A, 2A, 3A, and you're like going to St. George and all over the place, and so we'll get to stay a little closer. We'll save gas. So, anyway, thank you.
Well, thank you, and we have to say congratulations again. That's cool. I don't know how many cupcakes are left over there, but certainly you guys are welcome to seconds. We planned on a team, and we know that you guys are more welcome to go ahead and take seconds and take all you want there. And you're welcome to also have an education and stay at the meeting and understand how your local city government works. If not, you can also depart if you so choose. But anyway, thank you for being here tonight. We really appreciate this. Okay. Go ahead. Do you want to say something?
Yeah, just as an aside, it was interesting because I was looking at the scores of the games, and the 4A state championship was Layton Christian, and then the 6A state semis was Layton High. So we had two teams in the semis.
Harvard
So
there.
yeah, tough loss, but
Yeah.
pretty cool to see.
Okay, well, good job. I'm proud of Layton. I'm proud of all the kids here. And I speaking of kids, just so you know, typically we'd have one of our youth councils sit up here with us, and today they are up at Utah State on a leadership training. So they'll sit with us again at our next meeting. So, okay. I will now get back to our regular scheduled meeting. And I appreciate the patience here. We do want to move on to our citizens comment portion of our meeting. So if there's anyone in the audience that wishes to address the city council, you're welcome to come up to the dais or up to one of the mics here and state your name and address for the record, and go ahead and let us know what your thoughts are. Okay. Seeing that there's none, we'll go on to item number 5, which is our consent items. And these consent items, we have 3 of them on our agenda tonight. So we'll actually hear all 3 items, and then they bring it back to the council to act upon it in a single motion. So tonight, all 3 items will be presented by Mr. Jackson, or 2? 1. Okay, all right. 3, 2, 1, right. Okay, well, we'll start with our first item. And Mr. Dave Price, our Parks Director, will educate us on this, and it's regarding an agreement with Layton City and the Utah Department of Transportation. So, Mr. Price.
Thank you, Mayor and council members. This evening, I have the opportunity to present Resolution 2407. If approved, this resolution will accept a proposal for an agreement between Layton City, Utah Department of Transportation, and Kimley Horn and Associates for the professional pre-construction engineering consulting services for the Case Creek Trail pedestrian overpass at the Layton Frontrunner Station, located at 150 South Main Street. Layton City has obtained $7,803,325 in grant funding to help construct the Case Creek Trail pedestrian overpass, proposed to span the width of the Union Pacific Frontrunner Rail Trail corridor and touch down immediately next to the Layton Frontrunner Station. The overpass proposal will connect the east and west alignment of the Case Creek Trail to the Frontrunner Station and the downtown area of Layton. The project scope is to include a new pedestrian bridge with an elevator, stairs, lighting, and safety improvements such as cameras to connect to the Case Creek Trail. The Utah Department of Transportation is the administrator of the grant funding and joint team project manager with the city in determining the award contracts for the project during the design and eventual construction of the pedestrian overpass. A request for proposal for professional pre-construction engineering consultant services was distributed through UDOT to all interested firms. 2 professional firms responded to the RFP by turning in a proposal. The proposals were evaluated and scored by 5 individuals using a predetermined weighted scoring criteria. The qualification-based proposals were evaluated under 6 general categories. Kimley Horn and Associates received a score of 76 out of 100 possible points. Once the qualification-based proposal evaluations were completed, Kimberly Horn was invited to prepare their fee structure. Kimley Horn's professional pre-construction engineering consultant service is $1,057,546.25. Staff recommends the council adopt Resolution 2407, authorizing the city manager to conduct negotiations and execute an agreement between Layton City, UDOT, and Kimley Horn for professional pre-construction engineering consulting services for the Case Creek Trail pedestrian overpass at the Layton Frontrunner Station. Any questions?
I don't have any questions, but since the map's up here, do you want to kind of help identify geographically where this is beginning and ending, or start and finish?
I'd be glad to. The front runner station is right here, and it continues off the existing drawing to the south. But this is where the buses come in off of Main Street, and the people using the front runner and the city bus systems and the ETA bus systems have the ability to enter. There will be a new pedestrian loading platform that is right here, and so instead of having to walk all the way to the south end of the parking lot, this will allow them to come straight over. The overpass, this area right here on the north end of the parking lot, is shown in this part of the drawing. That superstructure allows the people to come straight up the stairs if they choose to. There will also be an elevator located here that will allow people to come up and then cross over the train right away and exit down on the other side. And we should have brought a bigger picture. This is that new development on the west side of the tracks that has apartments and healthcare, and it's going to become a vital link for pedestrians and people that work in that complex. So we think it's going to be a great thing for the city.
Okay, it is. I'm excited for it. I think it's definitely warranted, and I just see so many people using that Case Creek Trail, and this will just, again, have that connectivity to the east side. And if you flip back to your other map there, people will see where that trail will extend.
Well, thank you. We did have a
Yeah,
larger
why
map.
don't you kind of talk to the fact on how that extension, the bright green dotted line will extend.
So the Case Creek Trail is shown with the green dotted line, and it comes down from Commons Park, crosses Gentile. It is proposed to come right through the new development that's being built, and will cross at the intersection right here on Main Street. Then we have the front runner station. It will cross over the tracks and down into this larger complex that includes the multi-housing and the Tanner and other clinics.
Yeah, excellent. That's exciting. Okay. Council, any questions?
I got one, Mayor. The cross on Main Street, what is it? I know we didn't talk about this earlier, but is it going to be just a normal crosswalk, or?
That will be at the protected light that's going in on Main Street there. And so it will be a crosswalk, but it will be a controlled intersection. So it will provide a safe crossing there.
Okay.
Just maybe Dave, just for public sake, can you speak to Joellen and kind of her work on getting grant funding for this? Because this is, when people see something like this going up with $7-8 million for a pedestrian bridge, it seems crazy. And the idea is that we couldn't pay for it ourselves; we wouldn't fund that. But because we have good people in the staff, we can find funds to do that. So, can you speak to that?
I would be glad to. And Joellen, if you'd stand up and at least come up front here. She has done the
Come up front.
Come up here. She has done the work that has allowed us to aggressively go out and find these grants. She also has written the grant applications and walked them through the process. It is a daunting task, but she's been very successful, and we certainly appreciate all of her efforts. We agree as staff that we simply couldn't have done this without her efforts in achieving this money. To be able to approach a project like this fully funded, with this year's grant monies, is a wonderful place to be. We will continue. Joellen is continuing to reach out and look for additional grants, just as an inflation hedge in case costs change. So
I appreciate that. I mean, Councilmember Smith Edmondson mentioned in her prayer, we're grateful for staff and for all the work that's done. We don't get to print money here. We have to go with what comes in. And so I can just tell you, it just makes our job a lot easier. And the citizens around Layton, all 85,000 of them, don't realize the work that gets done. So just appreciate it. Just wanted to give you a chance to for us to say thank you.
Yeah, tell us about the bike ramp, how you can get up the stairs.
Joellen, get in front of that mic.
So, Councilman Thomas had a question about the stairs on either side that come up to the to cross over, and we just mentioned that we'll be including a bike. I guess it's called a bike ramp that you can just roll your bike up alongside the stairs as you're walking it up, so you won't have to lift your bike up while you're going up the stairs.
Okay. And we just have to say thank you because you are our parks planner as well, and you've designed some wonderful, beautiful parks, including the Bowery, the round Bowery, I guess, that's going up right now. So thank you, Joellen.
Thank you. It's just a pleasure to serve. So thank you for the opportunity.
Okay.
And thank you, Mayor, for remembering that. If it's going to be a beautiful Bowery, it'll be the showcase of the city, and all of the decisions about color and choices we leave to Joellen. She has come to understand that is her specialty and not our strength. So we're grateful for her help.
Thank you for recognizing that.
It's pretty clear. Thank you, guys.
Well, thank you. We appreciate that presentation. Okay, we'll go on to item number B, which is a bid award for RJT Excavating, and Mr. Jackson will now join us.
Mayor, Council, it's good to be with you tonight. Before you, for your consideration, is a bid award for the Gordon Avenue Secondary Water Trunk Line Project 22-04, Resolution 2408. The project that we are proposing tonight is the first phase of the large secondary water trunk line that's been planned in our water master plan for years, that we've been working towards securing the funding for, as well as the design. And this first phase will take the water line from approximately Rainbow Drive on Gordon Avenue out to I-15. The total project cost for the entire trunk line is roughly $14 million. This first phase of the project, the bids were received, and RJT was the lowest responsive bidder in the amount of $5,188,893.95. Our engineer's estimate was $4.5 million. With this project, it'll be a 36-inch pipe, roughly a mile long, with some 24-inch pipe as well, stubbed to the north on Church Street to be able to connect our reservoirs. So we're really excited for this project and to be able to get it moving, as well as the second phase is in design. So we'll hopefully bring that to you here in a few months as well to be able to get this second phase moving as well. So staff would recommend that the council adopt Resolution 2408, awarding the bid to RJT Excavating, and authorize the city manager to execute the engineering agreements or the agreement, for the Gordon Avenue Secondary Water Trunk Line, Project 22-04. Is there any questions I can answer?
Any questions?
I don't have a question, but maybe we talked about this in the back during the work meeting, but if you could just give the public a little bit of information about how they would be able to get around during a project like this, and maybe a time frame of how long it would take.
Yeah. So we anticipate that the project will start here shortly with the spring weather coming. The roadway is a 5-lane roadway, and the water line is going to be basically down the middle center turn lane. So we anticipate that while the construction is going on, the contractor obviously needs to maintain traffic control. There will be two-way traffic in both directions. There may be some lane restrictions here and there to be able to get around the construction. And then also any crossings that are out there, we'll monitor with the contractor to make sure that the children getting to and from the schools and things can be safe. We anticipate the project will take most of the summer to be able to complete, and early fall would be our construction time frame to have it completed, and then wrapped up with pavement and everything back in place.
Okay, very good. Perhaps I'll go ahead and speak for Councilmember Roberts, since he was not so difficult for him, but he wanted to acknowledge the fact that RJT is actually a local Layton business, which is nice. We don't award them because of that. It all depends on on the costs and the evaluation that goes into the selection. But I want to acknowledge that as well, that this is a local Layton company.
Yeah.
Councilor Blocker.
If you mind, this is a big project. Internally, we know it's a big project, the specific one. But can you maybe give an idea for the residents about what the purpose of this trunk line is and what like the 30,000-foot view of what we're trying to accomplish by investing all this money?
Yeah, so the water master plan was adopted several years ago, and in there, the utilization of the water resources and the optimization, I guess I should say, was extremely important. And part of that was trying to figure out how to supply the necessary water, indoor and outdoor, for all the residents now and future growth, but also to keep the cost manageable. And I know this sounds like a lot of money, but and it is, but at the same time, without this type of a system, we anticipated that the costs for culinary water delivery from other sources would be quite high. And so this pipeline will allow us to utilize water resources the city owns in these reservoirs to be able to utilize that outdoors and make sure that the water optimization between indoor and outdoor use is efficient, and that we can keep the costs down to where we can keep services going.
Perfect. Thank you. I mean, just like we can't print money, we can't create new water.
Yeah.
And so the idea of using the water inside of our city to push it out to the west so that culinary water can be used for culinary purposes. I just, I'm excited about this project because we've been talking about it for a long time, but this kind of water master plan's been for councils before us and lots of forethought into this. And so it's just exciting to see it starting to come to pass, because it will help us be able to, when we get to full build out, that we know that my kids and grandkids can have water in the city of Layton, and we're doing the things to do that. So I appreciate your work doing that.
Yeah, thank you. And if I could, I'll add, I failed to mention that the Governor's Office of Economic Opportunity gave us a $5 million grant to help with this water infrastructure. And so we're really grateful for that, because it does help with the substantial cost of this line. And so we're excited to get that money put to use and to build this infrastructure.
You just answered.
You just took it. Yep. Okay, thank you. Yeah. I was gonna say thanks for covering it, because we do appreciate it. Yeah. Okay. Any other questions? Okay. If not, we'll have you stay up there, Mr. Jackson, and go ahead and speak about our next bid award.
Yeah. So our second bid award tonight is to Craythorne Incorporated for the Waterway Removal Storm Drain Improvements Project 2313. Again, another contractor here that works a lot with the city locally. Resolution 2409, two schedules on this one up near 2600 East and 2700 North, and then one on Oak Ridge Drive between Ash Drive and Cherrywood Drive. Both projects include installing approximately 12 to 15 inch storm drain pipe with boxes and other items to remove the waterways that are there that are damaging the roadway, repairing the roadway, and then also fixing the ADA ramps and other incidental work for the storm drain installation. So we received 6 bids on this project, with Craythorne submitting the lowest responsible bid in the amount of $263,044.06, with the engineer's estimate being $250,000. So staff would recommend that the council adopt Resolution 2409, awarding the bid to Craythorne, and authorize city manager to execute the agreement for the Waterway Removal Storm Drain Improvements Project 2313.
Council, any questions
on this one?
Okay. No questions on this one. And once again, these are items that we discussed in our prior meeting in detail, so that's why we're a bit late. But anyway, I just want to bring this action now back to the council regarding our consent items. So council, we have 3 items here that I need someone to make a motion on.
I move that we approve the consent items as presented. Resolution 24-07, Resolution 24-08, and Resolution 24-09.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Okay, it's been moved in second that we approve the consent items as presented. All in favor, please say aye.
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 Thank you. Any opposed? Okay, there you have it. Thank you very much. It was unanimous. That's the last item on our agenda for tonight. It looks like we might have a couple of students out in our audience. Is that true? That are here for assignment? Well, welcome. We appreciate you being here. Again, you're welcome to some cupcakes as well afterwards. And with that, we just want to thank everyone for attending our Layton City Council meeting tonight. And we hope you have an enjoyable week. Thank you. That's how you make a motion. Okay, so moved. Okay, thank you, everyone.